Because if we look at this lovely poster on the January the 11th at the arena in Jeffersonville, Indiana, you're facing a former guest on this show, Shane Mercer, who appeared on this show a few years ago. Tell us about how this contest came to be.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to bring up that match.
Of course, I have to.
Saturday, January 11th. It's a big one for me. Shane Mercer and I have kind of a frenemy kind of relationship. I met him on the Kentucky independent scene in the early 2000s when I was first breaking in, and so was he. And we've had a few matches here and there, and he wasn't nearly the star that he is, the celebrity or the powerhouse. He was a much smaller dude back then. But Shane's legend has continued to grow over the years. He is increased in size and skill and reputation. But don't let that fool you. I am not afraid of Shane Mercer, and I am not intimidated. So 2022, Shane Mercer came up with the XCF and brought a bunch of people to resurrect this long dead promotion. So I was one of the people that he reached out to, and he said, "We need to see you back in the ring again, Brandon. You never achieved the greatness you meant to do on your first run in the Indies. I want to see you reach that potential." And it wasn't just me. He reached out to 10 or 15 other former wrestlers or semi-retired wrestlers. And so we brought XCF back from the grave. It's an outlaw promotion. It is kind of like an ECW kind of vibe, a very ragtag group without much of a budget, trying to go out there and put on kick-ass shows for anybody that'll show up. We do hardcore and edgy wrestling. Sometimes we'll do intergender, men versus women, hardcore stuff, ladder matches, doors, tables. I'm not much into the blood and guts stuff, but we have some death match guys. We try to give a little bit of everything for everyone. But going back to Shane Mercer, he was the catalyst for bringing all of us together. But over the last 2 years, he kind of took on this big brother persona to the rest of us. Well, I think Shane forgot that I actually broke into wrestling before him. And I don't need his pity or his handouts to get where I am. In fact, we had a match in July of last year, and he beat me pretty mercilessly. Pretty much throughout. You're going to take your lumps. And after the match, he reached out and gave me his hand and pulled me in for that cliche hug, that show of respect that we pro wrestling fans come to know and love. And I gave it back to him. But in the back of my head, I just knew Shane Mercer pitied me. He looked down on me. And he said, "Good job, kid. Hell of a match." Good job, kid. And I'm older than him. So I slid out of the ring and I let him have his flowers in victory. And I grabbed the closest chair I could find. And I slid back in there and I blasted him 5 or 6 times across the back with it. It's not a show of respect when you talk down to me. In fact, I deserve your respect. Okay? I came back to this, and I have been fighting in some of the bingo halls, some of the dingiest, low-life places in this area. And I have been the best match on some of the worst shows you've ever seen. So I don't need your pity, Shane Mercer. I don't think that you understand what it's like living where we live, coming from nothing. Because you're a star now. You're going over to Scotland and England and Japan. You're flying out to California every weekend, wrestling for GCW. And where am I? I'm back here in our hometown, in our home state, with all of our friends. I'm still holding it down while you're out there traveling the world. And you know what else bothers me about him, Edward?
Yeah, go on.
Brandon Valor is the type of guy that after the wrestling show, I'm the guy that helps the fat DJ put his speakers into the back of his truck. I'm the guy that's picking up chairs. I'm the guy that's putting up tables and helping sweep up floors. You know what Shane Mercer's doing?
Going home?
Shane Mercer leaves the building with the hot blonde girl. Shane Mercer leaves with a crowd of fans around him. Shane Mercer leaves with a group of friends. But here I am doing young boy shit. Pardon my language. Yeah, so sorry that's a bit of a long tale, but I just got to get that off my chest.
No, you're welcome to do so. But to follow you up
what
on that, you were saying about how you first broke in into the business in 2003 when Shane Mercer was around, while he was not as muscular as he is today. So are you a bit jealous of that? Because obviously he's now grown all this muscle compared to, I guess, yourself. So does that worry you going into this matchup on January the 11th? Also, as well, you mentioned about how you're the one who's staying back and helping to clean up the show, etc., while he's off jolly godding with women and God knows what. But he's getting all these great opportunities going on to GCW, Japan, OVW, so on and so on. So is there something where you're a bit jealous of Shane's success? Is that what really this comes down to?
Brandon Valor is jealous of no man, okay? I don't want what he has. I don't want his body. I don't want his women or his accolades. I don't want his Instagram followers. I'm going to build it my damn self, okay? And I'm built differently than he is. Yes, he's huge, but I have a saying that I like to say. Skill beats strength. Speed beats size. And smart beats stupid. That should tell you enough.